All right. A new prototype game is in the works. A playtester claims, we'll see. I don't know if I believe this one, but let's read the rumor. This is from Insider Gaming as well. A new prototype game is reportedly in development. And that's not like prototype as in an unfinished idea. Prototype is in that franchise that was like the monster superhero open world action game from the Xbox 360.
Yes.
According to a user on Reddit by the name of Bigby, they were given details about a new game in the series as part of a recent focus group session. The user claims that the game will see Alex Mercer return as its protagonist. Who can forget Alex Mercer?
Alex Mercer, I mean.
Yeah, just all the kids clamoring for the return of Alex Mercer. Gameplay will reportedly feature shape-shifting and transforming into other people in order to infiltrate areas. Lastly, it will be based in New York City. Insider Gaming reached out to Bigby regarding these claims and was told the following. It was a YouGov survey which asked me to sign an NDA and confirm that I will not disclose the contents, which is exactly what they're doing here. It then confirmed a series of features that upcoming games will include and how popular this was with me percentage-wise. It was not a playtest, but did specify that these features were already planned as part of upcoming games. Okay, I mean, but I don't think there's any reason to assume the survey at its word. That's like, hey, imagine a prototype game that's using these features. That's really coming, and it's going to have these features. I mean, they could just be, prototype could be a stand-in. They could be saying prototype when they actually mean something else.
Totally. I mean, if it's just a survey, it's like Sony surveying their audience saying, what do you like about the Switch 2? You know, it's like, Sony's not going to make the Switch 2, but they're going to make their own handheld. You know, it could be that they're, making something in the vein of a prototype, but it's not necessarily another prototype game.
It doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me because it's like these feel like the kinds of games that don't get made anymore. They are a certain level of like, you know, B tier in terms of attention getting, that feels like the kinds of things that publishers are afraid to make these days. And so it's like, I mean, really, prototype is the one that's coming back, huh? There's like, there feels like there's a lot of games that would come back before that would make a lot more sense. And like, who's even making this? I think the studio that was responsible for the prototype games isn't a going concern anymore. So does someone just really like, who even owns the property? I don't know, but does someone just like love it so much? Like, we got to get more of this. This is the key. I just don't see how this ends up really happening.
Prototype 2 quickly comes up with information that, like, even though it did perform well in its release month, it was too large of an investment for them to have made any significant returns on it, apparently. I guarantee you that there are people who are prototype freaks out there. There's people who love every single game, but this is not a game that I even hear as like, oh, you know, this is kind of like a cult classic.
Yeah, it is. It was like, someone in chat said a little bit ago, it was that game you beat after renting for Blockbuster and you return it and you're like, that was fun. And you don't really ever think about it all that much again. Like it's maybe a little bit better than that. It's not completely forgettable, but it was pretty generic. And, and yeah, so it just feels extremely weird. But apparently it's Activision. So Microsoft owns it.
Right.
And they own a lot of IP. So I think the same thing still stands of, okay, you're going to get a team together because that original team isn't there. They're not like waiting around begging to do more prototype. So they're like, you have to be like, we have this IP. We got to go find a team to make a game based on this IP. What I could see happen is like a prototype collection or HD re-release from like a partner, like an external team that comes in and say, hey, we can like, you know, up-res some of your games and re-release them. But I bet that those games are already backward compatible and running just fine. So I don't know if there's even that much demand for that even. So yeah, I'm not buying this one. I think that's where I'm putting my money.
This seems unlikely.
Yeah, this was the spiritual successor to Hawk Ultimate Destruction. Let's get a new one of those first. That would be great. That's what I really want.
That's a licensed character with a built-in audience, so that seems way more likely.
Yeah, and if they just call it Hawk Ultimate Destruction 2, like a sequel to that Xbox and GameCube game, I would be like, that's got a built-in audience too of old men who really like those games.